Prime Minister-elect Narendra Modi is all set to begin his historic third term today evening when he will be swearing in with his Council of Ministers in the lawn of President Palace. Now, the domestic politics is abuzz with who is going to cabinet berth because of the coalition government that is going to come into place. The international politics is abuzz with what priorities Prime Minister will be having in his third term. Clearly, the neighborhood first policy is again going to be in the focus area, as we have seen so many leaders from neighborhood have been invited for the swearing in ceremony. Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was the first neighborhood leader who arrived in Delhi yesterday to take part in the swearing in ceremony. Today morning, Maldivian President Muizu has arrived. Ranil Wickremesinghe, the Sri Lankan President, is also en route to Delhi. Seychelles Vice President has already arrived in Delhi. The Nepalese Prime Minister Push Kamal Dahal Prachand is also expected on Sunday. Bhutanese Prime Minister is also coming to Delhi. So clearly our neighborhood first policy and also the Sagar is in the focus of Prime Minister Modi's foreign policy's first priority. We have seen how during the crisis time of COVID and other disaster times also India has acted as first responder, be it the crisis in Mauritius, Maldives, Seychelles or other Indian Ocean region, or in the neighborhood policies where the trade economic ties have also seen a graded boost in the last 10 years at least. With India and China also trying to dominate the Indian Ocean region, Maldivian President's invitation was a bit surprise, especially in the wake of the last 6 to 8 months of bilateral ties between India and Maldives, which has especially not been good. We have seen President Muizu taking a clear shift from India alignment, and he has now tilted towards China. His second foreign visit after Turkey was to China, where he was accorded a grand welcome by President Xi Jinping. Then he had dozens of mutual and bilateral agreements being signed that encompassed all aspects of economy and developmental partnership and strategic relationship that India and Maldives now look forward. In the last government led by President Ibrahim Solih, India and Maldives bilateral ties had gone much beyond the partnership, and it has become so friendly. India has pumped in millions of dollars in Maldives infrastructure development, and millions of dollars of credit lines were also extended. India was also involved in housing projects, developmental projects, in connectivity projects of islands, then lighting, street lighting, formation of stadiums and other sports activities. So a lot of infrastructural work was going on, but many of them have been halted or become slow in the wake of Muizu's shift away from India and towards China. So how this entire bilateral relationship will fare, that will depend now with a fresh approach that Prime Minister Modi has probably shown towards Maldives, and he has invited Maldivian President also. It's going to be the first visit of the Maldivian President. Then of course Bangladesh has been a close partner in the last 10 years. Sheikh Hasina's government and Prime Minister Modi's government in Delhi, they have worked together to enhance the bilateral cooperation in trade, connectivity and all the pending complicated issues of boundary disputes as well. With Nepal also, India has a very strong cultural, historical and people-to-people connect, and how the new government is going to push that remains to be seen. With Bhutan, we have seen that was probably Prime Minister Modi's last foreign visit that happened to Bhutan, where he was also given award of highest civilian order by the Bhutanese government. And now the kind of Indian Ocean region's influence that India wants to create, Seychelles, Maldives and Mauritius are going to be a strong pillar in that concept also, and the invitation of the leaders from these countries is clearly a hint towards what India wants to do in Indian Ocean region and wants to continue its influence and its strategic security interest it wants to clearly guard. With all these leaders gathering in Delhi and with about 8,000 more guests, which are on list, of course, from politics to celebrity to intellectual class to Bollywood artists and also the common people, it is going to be one of the spectacle that Prime Minister Modi's government will be having right now. In 2014, we have seen SAARC countries leaders were invited, and about 5,000 guests were also invited in the launch of Rashtrapati Bhavan. In 2019, BIMSTEC countries were invited, and about 8,000 guests were invited from across the world. And in India, and the event had happened in Rashtrapati Bhavan. This time also the event is going to happen in Rashtrapati Bhavan, and about 8,000, that is the number of people, number of guests that we are learning are going to take part or witness this historic event of third time swearing in of Narendra Modi as Prime Minister of India from 2024.